Hi mamas, welcome. So this practice is designed to support you in assimilating and digesting life. Right now, with everything going on, some of you may be having a hard time processing, and this is what this practice is for. Now, I always post and offer my practices specifically for mamas because that's my focus and my passion and my mission. However, for this particular practice, I wanted to say that it can be practiced by anyone who is able-bodied and feels the need to support right now the process of assimilation and digestion, not necessarily over food, but more over life and emotions and thoughts and all of that that's going on right now. So you can find your mat now. I don't have any props. I'm currently not home, so I don't have my props with me. But if you have props, I would definitely recommend them, and I will offer you options and instances where they might be helpful. And if you don't have any props, then a folded blanket or two and some books might be useful. Go ahead and head to my mat, and I will see you there. We're going to start in a lying down position. So you could lie down with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, or you could lie down in Shavasana if that feels best to you. Either or will work. Let's start with my knees bent, bringing my hands to the ground and feeling the sensation of groundedness as I feel support of the earth beneath me. And as you do this, begin to tune into your breath and feel, you can even bring your hands to your belly if that's useful, feel the expansion and ascent of the belly on inhalation and the contraction and descent of the belly on exhalation. Now, as you do this, you may even feel a gentle drawing in of the navel towards the spine on your exhalation, if that feels good to you. And if your knees are bent, like mine are, you can also begin to invite a gentle motion of the pelvis as you inhale, tilting the pelvis and the pubic bone forward, and as you exhale, allowing the low back to descend back to the earth. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. And if you're lying down completely, you can just forego this step, or you could bend your knees and join us, whatever feels best right now. And if you were moving the pelvis, and you can let go of that now, and go ahead and extend your arms to a T. Move off to the side a little bit to maintain that. And bring your knees and feet together. So if you were lying down, you're now going to bend your knees and bring your feet flat on the floor. And go ahead and pick up your pelvis and bring it a little bit to the left. And allow your knees and thighs to fall towards the right side. And this is one of those instances where if you do have a folded blanket, you could place it in between both thighs or both legs. And then turn the palms upright. And you can look up towards the ceiling or the sky if you happen to be outside. And as you exhale, go ahead and pick up this left arm and bring it all the way to the right palm. And then as you inhale, just kind of caress the arm with your left hand and open up all the way so that the left shoulder is once again on the ground. And we'll do that twice more. So the exhalation closes, and you can feel that gentle drawing of the navel towards the spine, and the palms come together. And as you inhale, you give yourself a little gentle touch. There's a lot of healing power in touch, even if it's your own. And then one last time, closing the clamshell on the exhalation, and inhaling to open up the body, feeling the thoracic spine here into that twist. And then you can just switch to the other side. I'm going to pick my body up so that I can continue to face you. So this time, I'm going to be lying with your knees bent. Pick up your pelvis and move it gently to the right and allow the knees and thighs to fall towards the left. And then again, finding that T position of the arms. And this time we're going to do it a little bit differently. So to begin, you're still going to open up and close that clamshell. But then as you inhale, you're going to slide the arm to bring it into that open twist position. But as you exhale, instead of closing it, you're going to bring that right hand to the chest and slide it back through the arm until it comes all the way to the closed position. And then one more time. Inhaling, open. One more time. Two more times. And then exhaling, close. Okay, and one last time. Inhaling to open. And exhaling to close. And then go ahead and pick your body up. Find your way towards your hands and knees. And we're going to do a variation of cat-cow. Sorry, maybe I turned myself around again. So from cat-cow, hands nice and wide underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. As you inhale, find length through the belly, through the chest. And as you exhale, go ahead and allow that lower abdomen to pick up towards the spine and draw the whole belly in as you round your back. Inhalation releases the belly and brings you into that extended cow. Exhalation really drawing in the belly as you round your back. Twice more. Inhalation. Expansion. Exhalation. Drawing in. Contraction. And this last time as you inhale, find your way into the cow. And as you exhale, come into child's pose. You can turn your palms upright if you feel like you need to rest your wrists. Or you could rest your forehead on stacked fists or a book or a bolster or blanket if you have them. And here, feel the belly compressing into the thighs as you inhale. If you have your knees really open, you won't get that. So you might want to try it out with the knees a little bit closer together. And slowly find your way upright. And go ahead and walk your hands forward again. This time we're going to come into down dog. If for any reason you're skipping down dog, you could just come into quarter dog. So in quarter dog, you keep the hips right above the knees. You walk the hands as far forward as they'll go. Press into the palms, open up the underarms, and then just let the head rest in between them. Okay? You're going to go into down dog. And you can just pick up your legs. Your knees can stay bent or straight. And you can pedal the legs a little bit if that feels called for to you, or you can find stillness if you're exploring a little bit more stability. Whatever sounds best. And then walk or step the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet. You can take a standing forward fold for just a moment. Bend your knees. See if you can bring the abdomen towards the thighs. Hands could be holding the legs, you could be cradling the elbows, or you could have your hands on blocks or on books right now. And then bring your hands to your hips, turn your elbows upward and pick yourself up with the knees still bent. And take a moment to find your mountain. So your feet can be hip width. And your hands could be by your sides, or you could take a hand gesture, bringing your hands to your heart or Anjali Mudra. Turning back into the breath, inhalation expands the belly. Exhalation, that gentle drawing in. And we're going to face this side now. We're going to do a variation of sun salutation. We're going to find our way into lunges and doing some twists and lunges. As you inhale, reach up. The exhalation, bend your knees. Continue to reach forward as you bring your belly towards your thighs and squat down as much as it's possible. When your hands reach the floor or your legs or the blocks, then begin to draw your knees towards tray by lifting through the backs of the legs and the the sits bones. Releasing the crown towards the floor. The inhalation bringing you into a part-way lift, extending the crown away from the hips. And then go ahead and find your way into a lunge with the left leg back. If you need padding under your knees, this is a great place to place that blanket underneath. And you can keep the back toes tucked under or flat, whatever feels best to you. If you're flattening them down, think of leaning towards the pinky side of that foot. And then as you inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, let the right arm circle back all the way as you bring the back of the left hand to the outer knee. And you can stay here, or if that's too much, just bring your hand to either your hip or even your mid-back. Keep scissoring the inner thighs together, but pressing this outer thigh towards that open hand and lengthening through the sides of the torso. So you have a tendency to kind of collapse the chest here, and you want to keep it really open, sides of the neck long. Every exhale brings that navel a little bit more towards the spine. And then open and circle that arm back again. Your choice, down dog, child's pose, or quarter dog. I'm going to take down dog. And then coming down to your knees, and however you get there, again, you can do chaturanga, knees to stand, doesn't matter. Just find your way to lying on your belly. And readjust your hips and your legs. We're going to do 3 baby cobras here. So the hands close to the lower ribs, the elbows hugged in, right? Forehead down. As you inhale, relax the belly. And as you exhale, feel the pubic bone drawing towards the abdomen. And now use your next inhalation, not to press the hands on the floor, but to use the muscles of the back to lift your body up. Now exhale, release down, twice more. Inhale, raise. Exhale, down. One more time, the belly stays on the ground. Exhale, down. Then curl the toes under, open the arms a little bit wider apart, keep the elbows hugged and push yourself up. And then again, your choice, down dog or child's pose. For this one, I'm going to take an extended child's pose with the fingertips lifted. And then from there, go ahead and come onto your knees. And then I'm going to turn around. Lots of turning around so that I don't give you my back. The left foot will come forward into that lunge. And on this side, I'll show you the variation. I should have showed you on the first side, I guess. As you inhale, bring the right arm up. That outer hand comes to the back of the knee, and then opening this left arm back. And again, staying long through the sides of the body. You can look forward, you can look in the direction of your heart, you can gaze back if that feels appropriate to you. Keep hugging the inner thighs together, but pressing this outer thigh towards the hand. And then the variation would be to take a runner's lunge, in which you pay lots of attention to this front knee. You place the right hand underneath your shoulder or a little bit forward with the eye of the elbow towards the thumb, and then you could open up this arm into a runner's lunge twist. And you're trying to press this belly more and more towards this inner left thigh. So I'm going to stay with the first option. I'm having a lot of thoracic spine issues. I'm going to pause for a second. Oh, there's a cat that's trying to get out of here. Let's see. There's Callie. There we go. So we're sleeping in a different bed, and my darling son is not really sleeping, tossing and turning all night, sleeping with me and needing me. My back has been challenging me. This feels really, really good right in that thoracic spine. And then again, coming into your choice, downward dog or child's pose. Once again, I'm going to take that child's pose. Feels really grounding to me right now. And then you can reverse the vinyasa to find your way to standing, or you could just stand up now. So we're going to do a few standing poses. So you can take a nice wide stance. And turn your right toes forward. And your left toe is slightly at an angle with a heel to heel or heel to arc stance. And go ahead and bend your right knee like if you were going into a warrior two. So that you engage. Do you want back in, Callie? You might have to just leave this door open for her. Yeah. Okay, like if you were going into warrior two, engage the back of the leg here. And then from that engagement, go ahead and draw it towards straight. So you're really using the calf and the hamstring to get here. Keep micro bend in the knee. And then use your hands, especially this right hand, to kind of push your hip in and then find length. So did you see how the first thing that I did was straighten my leg and I kind of pushed it in, but I'm kind of compressed here. I find that length. Did you see all that length open up? Okay. So from there, you're going to lower the right hand down. This left hand could stay in the back here. You could come to your hip, or you could extend it up. And you can look up if that feels right, or you can look forward. And if you extended the arm, then you could play around with inhaling to bring the arm alongside the ear, and exhaling to bring it back. Inhaling to bring the arm alongside the ear. Exhaling to bring it back. And if you are moving the arm, or actually even if you're not, as you exhale, keep trying to press the belly more towards the spine and keep trying to twist the belly more towards the ceiling, which will never really happen, but that's the action that you're trying to achieve. That's where the therapeutic effect of this pose comes in, with that twisting. And then to come up, we're going to go ahead and come into warrior two. So bend the right hand, pick your body off, reach your arms up, bring those palms together towards you, and then bring both feet forward, heel to the feet a little bit closer together, and let's take Wonder Woman pose. So Wonder Woman pose is hands at the hips, elbows out, nice and wide. If you prefer to take Starlight pose, you could do this. Either or. This actually feels much better. And exhale, and then we're going to do this on the other side. So you turn your left toes out, adjust your feet so that you have a nice wide space between the legs, bending the left knee into that warrior two, and then grabbing through the back of that leg to bring it towards straight. So you're really engaging through the back muscles. If possible, pelvic floor is lifted for this. Might or might not work for some of us mamas. And then we're bringing that left hip in and that right hip out, and then finding the length. From the length, the arm drops, other arm does whatever it's going to do on this side. You can move the neck as you move the arm. Keep the neck straight. You keep the arm in this position if that feels right to you. This is a hard pose. And then to come out, finding that warrior two. Arms up, arms to center. And one last time, that Starlight or Wonder Woman. Actually, let's try something. I'm going to give you my back for a second. So we're going to do a Wonder Woman leg. But go ahead and make fists at the center of your back with thumbs up. And press the fists together as you open the elbows out. Okay, and then go ahead and lace your hands together. Give me my front again. And come into a forward fold here. We're going to do one last thing standing up. So for this one, you might benefit from blocks or stack of books. Auntie Paige has some books ready right here. Sure. Okay, so toes forward, nice wide stand. And we're going to move dynamically at first, and then we're going to hold it. So as you inhale, you're here. As you exhale, bend one knee, bring opposite hand to the outside of that foot with the intention of the fingertips facing the toes. This hand can stay here. This knee is bent, other leg is straight. Other side. So you're bending the knee that you're going towards if you need to. The fingertips are facing the floor. And if you were to keep this hand up, it would look like this. So inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. The next time you inhale, exhale towards the first side, we're going to stay there. So the fingertips are facing the toes. You're pressing. This is my left foot that I'm going towards. So my right fingertips are facing my left toes. I'm pressing through the outer edge of the right leg. Left knee is slightly bent. And then I'm resting the left hand at the sacrum, but you could also raise it towards the ceiling. That's going to give you the range of motion for a deeper twist. So a few breaths there. Inhale to come up. Be there for a moment. If you'd like, you could lace your hands behind your head and press into it. And now we're going to go dynamically a few times again. Bend knee, bend right knee. Inhale up. Bend left knee. Inhale up. And then this time, as I bring the fingertips of the left hand towards the right toes, I straighten the left leg. I press to the outer edge of it. Belly keeps twisting more and more and more. And then inhale up. All right. You can remove your blocks or your books if you have them. And find your way back to whatever the top of your mat is. Feet hip width, hands at hips. As you exhale, come into a chair pose. Your arms can come up or stay at your heart. And then as you continue to exhale, keep bending your knees, bring your chest towards your thigh. From there, press through the feet to lengthen through the sits bones. Ground towards the floor. Inhale, part way. Exhale, down dog. And then again, however you get there, finding your way towards the floor. And we're going to do one more twist in child's pose. So this time you are going to take your wide knee child's pose. Go ahead and bring your left elbow to the center of the mat or to the space between your knees and bring your left palm to your heart. This right hand, a couple of options. It can stay to the outside of the mat, about diagonal front from your right knee, and you can bend that elbow and this could be your twist. Or if you'd like to get in a little bit deeper, you can hook the thumbs, the thumb webs of both hands, and just kind of hold your hands like this. You could come to prayer hands here if that's available to you. My left shoulder doesn't really like that. My left wrist actually doesn't really like that either. Or you can make a fist on the bottom hand and the left hand and press the palm of the right hand into it. Again, gaze and neck could be inward, so you could be looking down here. You could be looking in the direction of your heart, or you could be looking up if that feels good to you. Try to keep the hips as grounded as possible. If child's pose is a challenging position for you, you could have a folded blanket underneath your bottom here, in between your thighs and your calves. And then you can go ahead and find child's pose in the center. And then again, coming into the other side. So I'll just face you this time. So this time the right elbow comes to the space in between the two knees. First, that palm comes to the heart. The left hand comes out. And then you begin the twist from there, and then your choice. So the web hands like this, or the fist on the bottom hand, and the palm pressing in. And then slowly finding your way again to that child's pose in the center. And then find your way to lying down. We're going to do one or two more things here before we come into a short shavasana. I'm actually going to give you 3 choices, and you're going to do whichever one of those sounds best for a few moments. So first choice is just knees to chest, and just hugging yourself in or maybe rocking. Second choice is hip circles or knee circles, either independent or together. This is what together would look like. Third choice is happy baby. Or you can even come into If you have a scarf or a strap, you could loop it around the feet here if you can't comfortably reach. So either of those for a few breaths. And then hug the knees into the chest and place the palms of the hands at the knees. And as you exhale, draw the knees towards you, allowing the elbows to bend. And as you inhale, push the knees away, allowing the elbows to straighten. When you feel complete with this, go ahead and release the feet to the ground. Bring the feet nice and wide, about mat width or hip width, and let the knees come together. And then we're just going to do a gentle jaw release exercise. So please be very kind and gentle, particularly right now. We all have a lot of tension. You're just going to take the tips of your index fingers and just press gently alongside the jaw. And when you find a tender spot, you're just going to hold it for a full breath. So you're not pushing in so that it's as painful as can be. You're just kind of feeling the tenderness and seeing if you can allow the breath to support you in releasing that held tension in that spot. You could use the thumb too, but I feel like the tips of the index really get in there with us. And I like to just kind of press and then release, but I've also been taught to do it doing a little circle in those tender spots. And then just go ahead and let the hands fall down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. And then position your body for Shavasana. With the intention not of falling asleep, not of completely letting go of the mind, but of resting the body while your mind remains present. And you can just draw your attention to the breath, the expansion of the belly on inhalation and the contraction on exhalation. Please stay here for as long as you wish. And when you're ready, you'll come out by coming onto your side and resting for a few moments in a comfortable fetal position. Feeling supported by the earth. You can slowly use your hands to push yourself upright and find the seat of your choice. Again, if you have those folded blankets that can be supported underneath your sit bones, bring your palms together to Anjali Mudra, and gently bowing your chin to your heart, feeling as you inhale the length of the sides of the waist and the body, the front of the head extending towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, chanting one Om to end our practice together. I hope that this practice will support you in processing, digesting, assimilating everything that is going on, that we are all collectively going through right now, and that you are individually going through. May you be of light to yourself so that you can be of light to those around you.